Welcome to Animal Wellness Podcast. Today we're going to have a discussion about all things integrative, particularly musculoskeletal. And I've invited my good friend Kim Lim in. Kim is one of the leading people that helped found a chiropractic type of course, and she'll tell you about what that is and what it is now called. Thanks for joining us, Kim.
Thanks, Elaine. Good to catch up.
Yeah, really great. And so tell us about the name of the course that you help coordinate and teach. What is it called now?
So it's called the Graduate Diploma in Animal Biomechanical Medicine.
Mm-hmm.
And when it was run through RMIT maybe 7 or 8 years ago, it was an animal chiropractic course. But the word chiropractic had problems because it was a protected word, and only qualified human chiropractors could use that term. Our course also has osteopaths in it, and osteopaths were neither chiropractors or vets. So we wanted to be an inclusive course and have everybody in it. Yes, so the name biomechanical medicine came up because this is what we do. We look at the body, see how it's put together, and it's a bit like I kind of think of it as the like a Lego type thing. You know how it's all stacked up, and if you pull one bit, then it kind of joins up.
Yeah.
So biomechanical medicine really makes sense because it is about the body, and it's about the mechanics of the body and how it's put together and how each part of the body affects another part of the body. So that's what the course is called. It doesn't step on anybody's toes. And it's when we explain why we've chosen that name, then people have a better understanding of what we do.
Yes, thank you for that. And a lot of therapies nowadays, acupuncture, myofascial work, Bowen type therapies, they are starting to help people understand that the body is all connected. Just recently, I got a post on Facebook about someone who's just had some chiropractic treatment, and then she had to pee quite a lot. It's a human. Yes. And she's like, why does that happen? And I'm like, well, because everything's connected. And so when you're out and when you're very tight, like in your lower back, your kidneys are not going to be receiving the blood that they need to be functioning optimally. So now they're going to function more optimal, and they're going to filter out the blood a bit better and a bit quicker, and they're going to make more pee.
The other thing too is that your neck region and your pelvis region, what we call the parasympathetic.
Yes.
Whereas body, your torso, in your chest, in your lumbars, that's the thing that drives the body to move forward and to function. If you have to run away or something like that. So if your pelvis is really tight, then you can't relax to go for a pee. But by loosening up those areas, it immediately sets off that chain of reaction that goes, oh, I'm so relaxed, I can now go for a pee. And a human chiropractor friend of mine, slow in toilet training, one of the reasons is actually because they're very jammed up in their lower back, and they grow out of it because you actually wait for the body to grow, to stretch out so that the space where the nerves come out are bigger. So it's like, well, why do you have to wait for the body to grow? Can't you just release it and then you get better function?
Yeah, I think tightness in anywhere creates some problems in some parts of the body, which is why people that practice yoga and regular stretching just end up with less arthritic problems, and also can work through their arthritis. There's some lovely videos on Facebook and YouTube even that come across every now and again, people that have been paralyzed with various injuries in the past, and then are less mobile and gain weight, watching television, eating potato chips, etc., and then start taking control and start losing weight and start stretching and start moving. And it's amazing, it might be a bit slow. It might take them a year or so, but to watch the body change and become healthy again is just so uplifting and gives hope for people. And that's something that I think that we do for our animals when they come in similar, obese, tight, can't move properly. And then we do what other vets might call magic, and we get those results. It's phenomenal, isn't it? Things that are otherwise totally hopeless, according to other vets, and we've all got those stories. Yeah.
I remember, just recently there's been a Facebook post about a dog with advanced heart disease,
right?
And the other vets are focusing on all the different drugs they can use, and it's like, well, have you looked at the biomechanics? If the dog's coughing a lot and is struggling to breathe, its chest is going to be really tight. And if the chest is really tight, it's like, putting a book on top of your chest and trying to breathe, and the heart's trying to pump against all this pressure.
Yeah.
So if you do biomechanical work or body work and you release all that tension, then there's not so much resistance for the heart, and the heart doesn't have to work as hard. And you buy a bit of time for your dog and a bit better function, and it then moves into the positive cycle instead of the negative cycle.
Right. And that is so out of the box for the standard vet, isn't it?
Absolutely.
And if we were to have you post that on there, it might be discredited because they've never seen that happen before. Most people have never actually taken that opportunity to go and have a biomechanical sort of treatment and then seen the results, which is interesting because I find that that lung 7 point that we call the stop cough point. I've seen dogs that are just miserable and coughing with the same heart problem that we're talking about, and it's almost like flipping a switch. And that is a parasympathetic spot. It's on the inside of the radial bone. People that don't know that, so that must be setting off that same release thing that you're talking about, but only just with acupuncture. And
that's and that's why I love this integrative therapy thing, because I've never used the lung 7 point for this problem. So now that we've shared this among ourselves, and it is such a sharing branch of veterinary therapies, I'm certainly going to have that at the back of my mind the next time I see a cardiac dog.
Yeah, I love our group, our IVA Integrative Vet group, for that reason. There's a lot of positivity in there, and recently someone posted on the other veterinary network Facebook group something about how our communication style, and also just the way I think fairly intelligent people are, we have a negativity bias in the way that we think about things and talk about things, such as you never think there's a pot of gold under your bed when the lights are off, or that there's a magic fairy that lives under there. Instead, you think, oh, there must be a monster or a spider or a snake or something that's going to bite us under the bed. And so we automatically fly into the negativity. So when somebody posts something on social media and there's no tonality in it, if it's not written with a please and a thank you and a nice tone, we immediately jump on it and think, oh, we're being screwed over there. Instead of, oh, they really meant that in a really nicest way possible. And I've seen there's a Facebook site, Not One More Vet, which has a lot of people that are, I think, quite depressed, and they post about how their mother sent them a bad SMS and how their mother hates them. And I read that SMS that they posted and go, I don't take it that way at all. So I must be mostly positive. I know when I'm in the car with my husband driving and someone cuts him off in front, so he's got a fair bit more anxiety. This is oversharing. He'll be a bit annoyed with me. But, he gets really angry. And when somebody cuts me off in front, I think, oh, my God, their kid must have to go to the hospital or something, or they've had a bad day. Oh, I better let them have more space,
I remember years ago, I listened to I think they were CDs in those days.
Yes.
And it's by an osteopath called Jim Jealous. And he said, when you treat a body, you look for health and you make that health spread.
Oh, that's so
because
good. I love
disease
that.
is everywhere. Yeah,
Yes.
disease is, everyone's so focused on disease, and then
Yes.
you get into that negativity
Yes.
loop.
And the
So make
pharmaceuticals.
the health spread.
Yeah, like kill all the bacteria as opposed to let's feed all the positive, good, gram-positive bacteria instead. Let's change the diet, give them more zucchini, more broccoli, more fiber for the good bugs to grow on, instead of let's give this animal or human antibiotics. Anti is the pharmaceutical way.
Anti, no. Don't do the
Yeah.
antis.
And we need to go pro. Probiotics, prebiotics.
Perfect.
Yes. Thank you. And thank you for taking the time to have a chat to me. I think that your patient's probably there. I heard your phone go off.
Right. So thank you for inviting me, Elaine.
Yeah, let's do another chat sometime. Well done. Okay. Have a good day.
Okay.
Then. Bye.
Bye.